Hey everybody, Thomas Christ here. Coming back at you again today for a Let's Do It industrial music tutorial. Although I don't know how much of a tutorial this is going to really be. We're going to be learning together because I found out about this program that you can install for Mac or PC, not iOS. It's not available on iOS, although there is an app I need to look at that is similar on iOS. It's called My Rack. I don't know if anybody has it. If you do, put it in the comments, but let me know how it is. But I think this is kind of similar. It's called VCV Rack. And I first heard of this from a YouTuber named Ben Jordan. He posted a video about it the other day. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I got to get this and play around with it, because what's cooler than a modular synth? I've always admired modular synths, and I like modular synths, but I only have a extremely rudimentary knowledge of how they work. So I know regular synths like Moogs and things like that. No problem with that. But a modular synth is a little bit of a different beast. So we're gonna take a look at it. How about that interview yesterday with Jeremiah? If you didn't catch that, make sure you go after this and watch it, because we had a great discussion. It was fun. And tomorrow, just as a note, I'm going to be on Jade Starr's How to App on iOS series. So be sure to tune in for that. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern, and the link is already in the description. So be sure to bookmark that for tomorrow afternoon. All right, let's get into this. So when you download this program and you install it, and all you have to do is drag it into the applications folder to install it. It's very easy installation. I think it comes as a zip file, so you unzip the application and then you just drag it on into your applications folder. This is on a Mac. On a PC, it may be a little different, maybe easier, maybe harder, I'm not sure. But this is what you're going to see. So you get this kind of a patch that's already built preset. You do have to set you set your audio specifications there, so you can run core audio or bridge. I just have it as core audio. I don't really know what bridge is. And then here I set my output with Zoom and Soundflower. That way you can hear what's happening. And then we have the sample rate at 44.1. I had to up this with the live stream. I tried it earlier and it was working fine, but this is kind of like your buffer size. So I was at 256, and when I was trying this with the live streaming setup, it was, skipping a lot. I may have to increase it further. We'll see how it does right now. So, and I have a MIDI keyboard hooked up, and you put your MIDI keyboard in over here, so it's this core MIDI, and then you select your MIDI device. I'm using digital piano, and then you can select a particular channel. So I'm just using all channels, so it'll recognize whatever I put in. Yeah, it's skipping a little bit. Let's up this further to 1024. Let me just try this. So you have some things here. So this is your oscillator, the VCO, and this sets the frequency. So right now, if it's in the middle, that's kind of like in the middle of the frequency spectrum. You could take it down, way down. It's almost just like a repeating noise. And that's really what an oscillator does. It just there's a sound that repeats at a different frequency. And as you increase it, it goes faster. And pitch gets higher. Isn't that fun? No, I mean, this is barely scratching the surface. So then you have like a fine tune. And that just gives you a little bit of finer control over the pitch. Then you have the pulse width. And that just changes the shape of the waveform. And then you have these two. And these say CV, so they're using control voltage. I don't think anything's hooked up, so I don't know that they're going to do anything right now. Well, they do. Maybe they're doing something. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know what this hard or soft thing does. Not quite sure what that is. And then I guess you select analog or digital. And it looks like the digital waveform is just a little bit harsher, a little bit sharper. If you can see this is the oscilloscope, you can see that that digital waveform is just a little bit harsher than the analog waveform. It's a little more rounded. That's interesting. So anyway, so the next thing you have is the VCF, and that's your filter. So, oh, there you go. And, I'm not quite sure what this. I guess this just gives you a finer control over the filter, and then this is your resonance. So that just basically sort of increases the effect of the filter. Gets more dramatic the more resonance you have. And if you turn it all the way up, it gets really crazy. So there's that. And then you even have, this is a nice touch actually, you have a drive knob. So that's distortion. Now there's a frequency control voltage that's hooked up to, that's coming out of the amp envelope. We'll get to that in a second. Oh, that definitely does something. I like a little bit of drive on there. That's nice. So that's cool. So then the next thing you have is the amp envelope. And all this stuff is going to be very familiar to anybody that has a synthesizer, because these are standard controls that you would find on any synthesizer. And the main difference with the modular is that you have these control voltage inputs and outputs that you can use to kind of connect different things together and make one thing control the other thing. It just kind of gives you a lot more flexibility than you would have with the standard synthesizer. But so this is your standard ADSR, your attack, decay, sustain, release. So the attack just controls how quick the sound comes on. So if you turn it all the way this way, it's going to come on real quick. And if you turn it this way, it's going to be a slower attack. Wow. And this is only monophonic, so you can only play one note at a time. Now, keep in mind with a modular, most of the time, I'm playing this with a keyboard. Most of the time, you can hook a keyboard up to a modular. People do that. But most of the time, modulars are just, you just do different things and you have different modules that control it. So you're not actually using a keyboard. So it's not completely unheard of to use a keyboard, but it's not necessary either. I mean, usually the goal of a modular is you just kind of use different modules to create crazy sounds. And you turn knobs and stuff, and that's how you get different things. So this is, so you have the attack, okay. And then you have the decay, and that controls, so if you don't have this sustain on, this controls how quickly the sound kind of goes away. So it's real short if you turn it that way. If you turn it this way, it gets longer. And if you turn it all the way, it just stays. Well, it still decays because the sustain isn't on, but it decays extremely slowly. Now, if you then turn the sustain, so what the decay and sustain together can do is you can have a decay, you can have an early portion of the tone that's louder and then a softer portion of the tone that's sustained. So if I have this down way down here, and I have this decay kind of short, you'll hear a quick burst and then it'll kind of get softer and stay that way. See? Now, if you put both of these all the way to the right, it'll just stay on as long as you hold the key down. It'll just stay on, or whatever's triggering it. Because you can have other things that trigger the note on and off. But whatever's triggering the note to come on. And really, with a modular synth, you're not actually triggering a note on so much as you're opening a gate. And so this is a gate, and this gate is hooked to MIDI. So what the gate does is it just opens the valve that turns the sound on. So it lets the sound come through. So when the note's off, the sound doesn't happen. That's the gate. So that's what the gate does. But it can do, it can be controlled by different things. It doesn't have to be controlled by the keyboard. So yeah, let's just leave that like that. We'll do this. Make it short. And then the release is sort of after you let off the key, how long does the sound keep happening for? So if you have the release way up here, it's gonna kind of like, see that how it kind of stays on? So there you go. Now, this next thing is this. I think all this is doing is just showing you the waveform. So it has an input coming out of channel 1 from the mixer, which is where all the sound is happening from. So all this is doing is I think this can change the way that the waveform is displayed, but I don't think this has any effect on the sound. So the next thing you have is the mixer, which works pretty much like a regular mixer. You have various inputs, and then you have a single output that you see the output here combines all three. You can have up to 4 signals coming through, and then it goes out to your device. So that's to the audio output. So there you go. I mean, that's a basic synth patch. Now, what we need to do is then see, can we make something? And that's going to be very tricky to do, but we're going to give it a try. I don't know if this says a library. I think you have to have like an account or something. Okay, I don't have that. So we're on our own here. Let's I want to save this template just in case. Overwrite template patch. No, I don't want to do that. I think what we want to do is just save as. And we'll just save this as basic setup. There we go. Because I don't want to lose this completely. I don't know if, I'm sure it's saved in here somewhere, but so we're going to go new. And it brings us back up. Can we open like an empty thing? Or do I have to just get rid of all this stuff? See, because it would be cool to just start from nothing. Clear cables, we could do that. See if we can even just figure out how to rehook up this the way it was. Well, you know what I think I'm going to do instead, since we got this, let's make sure. So we want the MIDI to be core MIDI, and we want digital piano, and then we want core audio, and we want Zoom Soundflower. You're not going to hear anything. And then let's grab that 1024 again, so we don't have too much. And we're pretty much back where we started again. Let's see if we can't add some sort of a sequencer to this. Is that something we can do? So then I right-clicked, and it brings up all these modules. Let's just see what modules we have here. So I'm looking for, I think this is the sequencer here, this SEQ3 sequencer. All right. Is that the only one? I don't know. Let's bring it in and see what happens. Okay. We got a sequencer. Now, where does this get hooked to? As a gate thing is flashing, so that might mean something. So let's take this gate and take it out of MIDI and put it in. No, we don't want to do that. We want this one to go in there. Oh, look at that. It's happening. Something's happening. Let's turn that down, because this is the thing about these things can get really annoying. All right, well, we have something happening. Let's see what happens when we turn some knobs. I'm turning knobs. Oh, we're still getting a little bit of breakup. And we made it slower. We made it faster. Look at that. Wow. But this just doesn't seem to be doing anything. So somehow, gate out. Where does that go then? These things should be doing things. But how that happens, I'm not completely sure. I'm thinking that maybe something should come out of here, because it says gate out. We need to get this to control the pitch somehow. How do we do that, though? Oh my goodness. We need to shut that sound off until I figure this out. So let's see. You just gotta try hooking to different things. So maybe this does something. Let's see. So we don't want anything coming from there. Let's do that. Now what do we got? And we can do that. Oh, all right. That's what I was expecting. Oh, maybe this could go to row 2 and that'll control the pitch. Okay. So I can't hear it very well. Oh, there we go. Because I think this is controlling the pitch on row 2. I don't know if this is in the right thing, though. Because I think these are inputs and these are outputs. All right, let's go back to that. Because that at least worked. And then maybe we could take row 3 So what I want to do is come out of this filter. So I want to set up 2. Maybe we can hook it up to the resonance, though. No, I can't do that. Let's try that. Okay. It's doing something now. Oh, there we go. I had this down, that's why. What is this frequency hooked to? Yeah, I have to be honest, I'm not quite sure what these things are doing exactly. But they sure as heck are doing something. Alright. Maybe I can get another sequencer. I'm getting way too reliant on these sequencers. Can we sync these somehow? I need to shut that off for a second. Exit clock. So maybe if we went from clock to exit clock. No. If we went this clock, this exit clock. No. The sequencer, the modular says no. A real modular won't do that. It won't tell you no. You'll just do it and you'll find out you're wrong. Oh well. Well, let's take, what can we do from this one? Let's control, we'll set these down. Let's control this decay with this one. I gotta turn this back up. So you won't hear anything because all these are down on, well, we actually want it on row 1. There we go. So this should be doing something. However, it's not. That's curious. Okay, that doesn't seem to be working. All right. Interesting. I don't know why. Don't know why. If you happen to know, and you're watching this later, you can let me know in the comments. Maybe you're more of a synthesist than I am. Because I'm brand new to the modular synth world here tonight. So, for whatever reason, that second sequencer is not controlling the decay, even though it should be. Maybe it needs to come... See, I think it'll work on this one. But it's still not. Okay. I don't know why. And it's not working there either. Forget that. Now it's not working at all. We just don't have sound. What the hell? It was working a minute ago. Right. Is it just because this thing is here? It shouldn't be. Okay, so I got rid of that totally. Alright, now it's not working at all. We have no sound. I don't know what the hell I did. Did I change something? I don't think I did. Oh. Oh. Well, let me bring this back now. That was weird. That shouldn't have any effect on that. I don't think that's doing anything. Now I saw something in there that was a mute. Let's see what that does. We have mutes now. Oh boy. This is taxing my machine to the utmost. I don't know what this mute's supposed to be doing. I don't know where it's supposed to go after this. Okay. Let's get rid of this one. Turn that down, because it is very annoying. What else do we have? Voltage control amplifier. What if we had a distortion? I don't have a distortion I can add. That's too bad. I would like to add some distortion to this. I just don't know how you... So we got the sequencer thing going. But let's say you didn't want one of the steps to happen. Okay. I don't know if that's my machine struggling. No, that's right. Okay, we got a little something going on here. So this first row is controlling, I think, the volume. Or it's at least controlling whether or not it's on or off. So all the way down is off, and then anything else is on. And then the second row is controlling the pitch. And the third row, what do we have that hooked to? This is controlling the resonance of the filter. So we got something happening. That's cool. I don't know if there's any... See, I think I have a limitation here that I don't have too much in the way of effects. So I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to do with this. What's an attenuator? Attenuverts 8 signals or creates constant voltages. I have no idea. I got to read up a little bit more. There is a delay. Let's see what we can do with the delay. I don't know. I think this is just a regular old delay. So if I bring... So where this is going in... Let's bring it in here. And then let's go out. There. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's cool. So this is just a standard delay. This controls the time of the delay, how long the delay is. This controls the echo of it, although it doesn't seem to do that much. This just controls the whether it's like a brighter or a darker kind of sounding delay, and then this controls how much of the delay gets mixed in. Now I wonder, that's interesting, but what if we put that in, could we get a split going on? Because what would be cool, where is this coming out of? Is this coming out of there? Because what I'd like to do, yeah, and then go out to this second. And we just have that. That's all. So what we're doing now is we have the main sound coming in here, and then we have the output of the delay coming into this second mixer thing. So that's kind of cool. Whoa. So then with that, we can mix in how much of this delay we actually want. That is cool. Now we're finally getting a sound that's actually kind of cool. Let's just listen to that. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up. I don't think I'm gonna try to do too much more here because yeah, it's stressing my machine to the maximum. But that's cool. I like that. I wish there was a way to like, can we make it stop somehow? I don't think there's a way to do that. There's no off button on this thing. I used to just do that. Alright. You could still kind of hear it a little bit. I think that was the remnants of the delay left. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's come back out. So there you go, folks. Playing around with a little bit of a modular synth right on the old MacBook Pro from 2011. It's having a hard time with it, of course, because of the stream, but I mean, this thing actually seems to function. So that's interesting. That's really cool. I don't know how much more, if I have any other like updates from today. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of tuckered out from yesterday. That was a long interview. Put a lot into it. Once again, if you didn't check that out, make sure you do so because I thought it went really well. And yeah, don't forget about the Jade Star interview on how to app on iOS. And be sure to subscribe to that channel because it's, she's doing fantastic work over there, showing off different iOS apps. So if you're into iOS apps, that's definitely a channel that you want to be subscribed to. So anyway, I thank you so much for watching. and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.